What's going on, YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Let's get right to the bottom line up front. It is back to school season. Everybody and their mom is showing you back to school tech, back to school gadgets and backpacks and Chromebooks and all the other type of crap. I want to show you some back to school lethal and non-lethal EDC items that you can use. Now, this is primarily going to be for those folks that are going to places that permit for you to carry this type of stuff. So I've already done some videos for maybe what you can give to an elementary school student. I'll link that stuff up for you below. This is more geared towards college, university, maybe some folks in high school. It depends on your state and your rules, but this is my ideas for some, some pretty practical lethal and non-lethal EDC items for your everyday carry. Now, I've done videos like this in the past, and my bag is an update from previous years. This is the Ready Pack 3.0. This is by Vertex. This one is 20 liters, still very capable, has plenty of room on it. It's still focused on the CCW aspects of the bag. I'm not specifically trying to tell you to buy a certain type of bag. I'm just saying to get some type of bag that is CCW focused. Matter of fact, I'll show you. This is the Brown Buffalo Conceal Pack 21, another CCW type of bag. This is the 511 Covert 2.0, which is another CCW type of bag. It doesn't really matter exactly which one you get, whatever works best for you. I've just noticed that recently I've been a big fan of this specific carry when it comes to a CCW. Here's the biggest things I like about the bag. When it's laying flat, you can grab this handle right here and pick the bag up off the ground. That's fantastic. I like the fact that you can do that one-handed. Also, unlike some of the other bags I literally just showed you, this is one of the only ones where you can actually put a plate of armor inside. In this case, I have Sappy plates inside. I have gone with something from Spartan. So I do have Spartans. This is a level 3+ Sappy plate, and this is really designed to stop stuff like a 5.56, and I think it maybe can stop a 308. I'm not sure. Somebody quote down below, let me know. While we're in the back of the bag, let's just talk about the CCW. You can put extra ammo back here. You can put an actual Velcro holster back here, which is what I normally do when I have a Vertex bag. But this allows for you to rip this open if you're CCW in this thing and quickly access the items that are in the back of this bag. Let me show you how you would do that. The Vertex all have this big grab handle. They call it like a fast action handle or whatever the heck they call this thing. But because of this handle, you can quickly, while wearing this on your back, shift it to one side. So the purpose of that large tag is basically you're walking, you're minding your business, you're drinking your freaking espresso. You hear some commotion, there's a possible active shooter. This is designed for you to quickly drop one arm, keep one arm inside, bring the bag horizontal. Now you have that large grab handle. You can pull it open and access your CCW item. So you practice that type of muscle movement over and over and over again. And at that point, once you have your weapon in your hand, you can transition the bag to a front carry. You now have your weapon in your hand, front carry. That Sappy plate is now protecting the vulnerable areas of your body, plus whatever else is inside the bag will protect those vulnerable areas in your body. So one thing about the 511 Covert 2.0, they have a CCW compartment as well, but they don't have that large grab handle. So when you go to do the same move with this bag, you go to take it off, you swing it around. So now to access the actual CCW, I'm kind of looking down. I don't want to look down. I want a nice big grab handle. I could add more stuff to this, but I don't want to have to do that. This here, you will still grab it. You can access your CCW here just like on the Vertex, but the grab handle is not as big. That's one reason I'm a big fan of the Vertex line when it comes to CCW. I think that they do a great job when it comes to accessing your items. On the actual shoulder strap itself, I do keep a little bit of pepper gel. Make sure this is legal wherever you live. You may not be able to actually have pepper gel, and so if you carry it, you can get yourself in some trouble. But I do keep some pepper gel. I like pepper gel for a couple of reasons. One, it's a gel instead of a spray, so it's more streamlined. It's less likely to get into the air and affect you. But I still would recommend, if you get this stuff, you should still test the spray periodically to make sure that the can still works. But also, when you're doing that test, you yourself should submit yourself to the chemical spray. And this is why I think so. If you need to get into a fist fight, you need to be used to this gas, to this spray being in your face, the burning sensations, Otherwise, you're not going to be able to completely function. So don't buy this stuff if you're not going to at least test it out on yourself. I do have the Grail water bottle. This is still a carryover from last year. I had the bigger one and I reduced size to, I think this is a 24 ounce. But you basically take this off, and on the inside, you fill the water up to the fill line. And once the water's to that fill line, you simply take this with the filter built inside. I do have a tourniquet. This is entire loop handling, so you can also keep extra ammo in here if you wanted to. You can keep some more survival items in here. Specifically, I just have a tourniquet so that, and it's ready to be applied. Take this off, either apply it to yourself or apply it to someone else. The main area that comes to getting down and for action, once you have this bag on the front of your body, you can unzip this front area. You can actually roll this down, and you can use this kind of like your reload station. You can quickly access additional magazines if you need to do reloads. So I do have it set up that way. I can grab a magazine, quickly do a reload, and dump the actual mag into this area. I like this little pouch that Vault makes. Basically, inside of this pouch, this is a 120 decibel alarm. Once this thing is set, if you set it with some Kevlar or some tripwire or whatever, or even with some string or paracord, once this thing is pulled away from this, the actual alarm will go off, and it's 120 decibels. And that allows for either A, first responders to know where you are, or B, for to know if a threat is coming from a situation that's behind you. Imagine you're trying to barricade yourself in a room. You set this up. That's going to give you one more level of just comfort. It's not going to do anything else. And of course, you got the Silcock key, which is good for being able to tap into water sources on the side of buildings and stuff like that. Next to that, we have the Benchmade Sock P knife. This is a great, now, one thing about a knife fight is, first off, you're going to get cut. So let's just realize that off the beginning, you're going to get cut. Second of all, one thing I like about this is it does have a hole for your middle finger, for your thumb, however you want to fight. So in this case, you can put your middle finger through the actual knife and use it so that you won't accidentally lose hold of the knife while you're actually trying to engage the enemy. The best thing with a knife fight is to slash, not stab. So the Sock P by Benchmade, it's in its holster right here. Right in front of that is a little Night Eyes flashlight, and that flashlight shines green. So I can still see inside of this bag, but I won't mess up any night vision. If we're inside of a room, we're trying to keep it dark on purpose. I want a green light instead of a white flashlight that I can still use to shine around, see my feet in front of myself, but without necessarily messing up any type of night vision I develop. Another one of these little vault cases, this is a smaller version of it. And here, I do have another one of these kind of like beacon systems. This thing here shines green, but basically the purpose of this thing, it does illuminate green light. You can put this up for first responders to see, and hopefully they will notice this this light if they're coming into a specific room. Or you can yourself leave a specific room. If you see a first responder, say, hey, I put up a little bit, put up a bright eyes, a bright strike, and that bright strike is going to be blinking green. There's people in there that need to be saved. One other thing to talk about is in the very bottom of this, we do have some additional survival type items that you may or may not want to use. So I do have this side-by-side pack. We'll talk about what I keep inside of there. And then I have enough duct tape inside. So you need at least 19 to 25 feet of duct tape in order to completely seal off a standard door. Sometimes a double door, but if you're in a classroom or something like that, it's usually a single entry door and swing one direction door. You need at least 19 to 25 feet of duct tape. So I do have 10 yards of duct tape, which should be plenty for me to seal off a door. And so the very bottom of this is all empty. So if you're dumping those mags, you have that area in there. Inside of this, I use this this pouch by Side. It's very, very muted and low key looking, nothing super obvious. But inside of here, I do have a med kit. I like buying these med kits from Adventure Medical Kits because they're always the exact same. Very subtle logo for Vertex there. So they don't do a lot of branding. I'm still able to hold this entire thing up with a hero clip, the medium-sized hero clip, which is really good for holding, I think, up to 60 pounds. So normally I would take this and I can hook it right to the top of this, and I can hang this entire thing off of a stall in a bathroom, off a table at a library. Going into the main compartment of this bag itself, here at the top, we kind of got this Vertex admin holder. I call it the Poindexter holder. Here I do have a tactile turn mechanical pencil. I do have an Olight pen in here, which I don't think is the best quality, but I did exchange it out with a G2 refill, so it writes a lot better. It's a mini version. All right, so below that is a mesh see-through pocket. You can throw whatever you want to inside of here. Because the type of computer I have doesn't have a lot of ports, I did bring this expansion port, USB Type-C expansion cord. It has an HDMI, has a bunch of USB Type A's. In here as well is a Bic lighter. Never know when you're gonna need a lighter. And also I have an Olight. This is the IR2 Pro. This is in their new orange color they just came out with recently. Very, very nice. One thing I like about this Olight specific flashlight is it does have a low lumen mode of 1 lumen. But to have that green light on the other pocket and have a one flashlight here makes a lot of sense for my loadout. Then you got this big, deep area that you can throw stuff inside if you see fit. And then right behind that is the laptop holder with a strap. You can take this strap, you can remove it, or you can leave it on. But if you decide to remove it, it comes completely off, or you can leave it strapped on. It's just one more protection for your laptop. There's also a hook here for you to run a bladder. So if you wanted to run a bladder back here instead of a laptop, this holds that. You run it out one of these holes at the top of the bag. Snuff room here, this easily fits my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but in this case, a common carry for university is the MacBook Air. So here I have an M1 MacBook Air. I have it in the rose gold color. Easily fits in here, and that's a great productivity monster. I have it in this new Esker laptop sleeve. It's a pretty nice laptop sleeve. It has a lot of features in it. And it's just juniper green color, which is actually really muted. It has a leather case, and it has a nice magnetic closure. Plenty of items in the back if you want to put cables and all that other type of stuff. So a lot of options here. All right, so that is it. This is a CCW focused, non-lethal, maybe if you remove some of the knives and all that other type of stuff. However you want to kit yours out, these are some ideas for you. Here's the biggest thing: evade, fight, recover. My main focus is to get home to my family, and this bag is kitted out specifically for my wife. Is just finishing up university. She can take something like this and use it for her last days of college. But my main goal is not to be the hero. Evade, fight, recover. That's your takeaway for this video. Comment down below, what would you carry in your back to school CCW bag? Anything I'm missing, anything I should add? I had a bag similar to this last year. I have scaled it down significantly. I would love to know your comments down below. If this is your first time stopping by, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you a part of the battalion. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter and join the Discord with the link down below. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.